Episode 1. Cognitive Confidence. You know you are capable, but you don't feel it. Have you ever doubted your own thoughts? Have you ever spent hours rereading a message before sending it? Have you ever overthought, again and again, a decision you had nevertheless made with care? If so, this episode is for you. Because cognitive confidence is that part of you that believes, or doesn't, in the reliability of your own mind. And when it crumbles, doubt becomes a permanent fog. My friends, first we are going to listen to the testimonials of Madison and Abby, who will share their experience on the topic with us. Then, together, we will analyze the keys to mastering this form of cognitive confidence. Don't leave before the end, because we have saved exceptional bonuses for you. A massive thank you to all of you for your support. Whether you are tuning in from the United States or anywhere else in the world, thank you to everyone who listens, subscribes, and shares this podcast with others. A special shout out to those who purchase Levy Holiday Greene's books. Your support truly means the world and encourages us to keep going. Please don't hesitate to leave your reviews and share your thoughts on the books. Your feedback means everything. My friends, before continuing your listening, I want to share 3 important pieces of information with you. If you often feel overwhelmed by doubt, a lack of self-confidence, or this constant fear of not measuring up, what if you could finally lay the foundation for a lasting, rock-solid confidence? That is exactly the goal of the book written by Levy Holiday Greene, The 7 Secrets to Boost Self-Confidence. It is a practical guide designed to help you take back control over your doubts and reveal the confident, fulfilled person sleeping inside you. Inside, you will discover powerful secrets accompanied by simple, effective, practical exercises, progressive challenges to step out of your comfort zone, and inspiring advice to cultivate a stable, genuine self-esteem. As a bonus, you will find a personalized 7-day path to anchor your confidence, as well as decoded inspiring quotes to feed your mind and heart. The book is available right now on Amazon. Furthermore, to go even deeper and structure your mind, join the premium audio program, The Manifesto, available as a paid version directly on Apple Podcasts. Far from magic promises, it is a concrete framework with 8 pillars for men, 8 pillars for women, and 9 exclusive episodes to transform your reality. To unlock full access right now, simply click the link in the description or subscribe to our Apple Podcasts channel. Finally, my friends, I created something for you. It's called the Mirror Challenge. 7 days, 1 exercise per morning, 5 minutes in front of your mirror, to change the way you talk to yourself. No magic thinking, just concrete exercises drawn from my method. I am giving it to you for free. You will receive it by email via the newsletter. The link is in the description of this episode. 7 days. It starts tomorrow morning, if you decide so. There you go. Now you know everything.
There you go. Now you know everything. Get comfortable, relax, and let's start the episode right away.
My friends, here is Madison's story. Madison is 34 years old. An interior designer in Bayshore, New York, she juggles demanding clients, job sites, and a solid reputation. From the outside, everything seems perfect. A full calendar, elegant projects, a well-ordered life. But on the inside, it's a completely different story. Every time she has to approve a blueprint, an idea, or an estimate, a voice pops up. What if you made a mistake? What if the client finds this ordinary? What if you aren't as talented as they think you are? It isn't a screaming voice. It's worse, a soft, persuasive, almost familiar voice. It sneaks in everywhere, in the shower, at the supermarket, on car rides. At night, Madison lies down, but her mind keeps racing. She replays the day's conversations, goes back over sent emails, analyzes every single word. And the more she tries to reassure herself, the deeper she sinks into mental fatigue. One morning, she receives a message from a client. Project approved. It's exactly what we wanted. She smiles, but feels nothing. No satisfaction. Only a brief sigh of relief, quickly replaced by another thought. What if the next project goes wrong? That day, Madison realized she wasn't tired of working. She was tired of thinking against herself. So she decided to seek professional help. During a session with her regular self-confidence specialist, she confessed, her voice breaking. I feel like I'm thinking too much, as if my head doesn't trust me anymore. The specialist answered her calmly, with a gentle look. You don't have too many thoughts, Madison. You have too many thoughts against yourself. Your mind has become your judge when it should be your ally. From that day on, they worked on cognitive self-confidence, on that ability to rely on one's own judgment without constantly seeking external validation. Their work wasn't about chasing doubt away, but about taming it. Madison learned to observe her thoughts without identifying with them. When an inner voice whispered, "You're going to fail," she simply replied, "Well, hello, doubt. I recognize you." And she kept going. A few months later, Madison sent her a message. The silence in my head hasn't returned. But now, it has changed its tone. Because she had understood a simple and powerful truth. Cognitive confidence isn't about stopping doubt. It's about knowing which voice to give credit to. And then there are other forms of doubt. Not the kind that makes noise, but the kind that settles in quietly, in restrained gestures, ideas one doesn't dare share, words kept inside for fear of being wrong. That doubt, more discreet, yet just as powerful, I have often met it in brilliant, sensitive people who are very demanding with themselves. Among them was Abby, a young woman whom perfectionism had almost convinced to stay silent. My friends, here is Abby's story. Abby is 25 years old. She works in digital marketing at a startup in the city of Cincinnati, Ohio. She is a brilliant, passionate young woman, always ready to help. But behind her confident smile, a stubborn fear accompanies her. The fear of making a mistake. Every time she writes a report or shares an idea in a meeting, she feels that familiar tightness in her chest. So she checks everything. 3 times. Every sentence, every comma, every detail. Abby rereads her emails before sending them.
then opens her inbox again 10 minutes later, just to make sure everything is perfect. But perfection, as she knows, doesn't exist. And yet, she clings to it like a lifeline. One day, during a brainstorming session, her manager, Jake, gently tells her, "Abby, we'd love for you to speak up a bit more. Your ideas are always spot on." She smiles, but inside, a voice whispers to her, "What if you say something stupid? What if you're wrong?" So she stays silent. Again. This quiet but constant self-censorship becomes her daily life. Abby is always waiting for the perfect moment to speak, without understanding that this moment does not exist. One evening, at her wit's end, she enrolled in a self-confidence program specialized in addressing her situation. During her first session in the program, she whispered, "I want to trust what I think. I want to dare to speak up without panicking." The program specialist gently replied, "You don't need to be right to be legitimate. You just need to dare to be wrong without falling apart." That sentence blew her away. For years, she had confused having confidence with never being wrong. But cognitive confidence is the exact opposite. It is the ability to move forward despite uncertainty. A few weeks later, in a meeting, Abby spoke up. Her voice trembled a little, but she spoke. Her idea wasn't perfect, but it sparked a valuable discussion. And at the end, her manager Jake told her, "Thank you for bringing up the topic. That's exactly what we needed." That day, Abby didn't just find her speech again. She found her inner voice. And this time, she chose to believe in it. What Madison and Abby experienced, in different forms, we all experience at some point in our lives. This doubt that settles in the head, that turns reflection into overanalysis, that turns our thoughts into a silent battlefield. But behind this mental chaos, there is something essential, a deep need for inner security. Because self-confidence doesn't begin in actions, it begins in the way we talk to ourselves. So let's take a moment to understand what this cognitive confidence really is and how it shapes clarity, calm, and inner strength. Understanding cognitive confidence. The first question: what is cognitive confidence? The term confidence often covers the idea of believing in oneself, in one's worth, abilities, and potential. Cognitive confidence is more specific. It is confidence in your abilities to think, judge, and make decisions. In psychology, we speak of closely related concepts. The first concept, Albert Bandura's self-efficacy. Quote, "The belief in one's ability to succeed in specific situations or accomplish a task, according to simply psychology." The second concept, general self-confidence. Quote, "A belief in oneself, the conviction that one has the ability to meet life's challenges and to succeed, according to psychology today." Third, cognitive confidence lies at the intersection between what you know, your skills, and what you think you can do, your judgment.
My friends, here is a useful piece of advice for you. Trust your brain as a reliable instrument, rather than an hyperactive enemy. Use your own training and that of your team as a reference point, and be optimistic. In psychology, cognitive confidence is closely linked to what Albert Bandura called self-efficacy. It is the belief in one's capacity to understand, decide, and solve problems on one's own. Researchers Daniel Kahneman and Amos Tversky demonstrated that our brain does not seek truth, but internal consistency. It prefers a familiar thought to a correct thought. That is why even when we are right, we doubt, because our brain associates mental comfort with safety and uncertainty with a threat.
However, constant doubt ends up activating the same area of the brain as chronic stress, the amygdala. The result? We enter a cycle of self-monitoring, where every thought becomes suspicious, every decision becomes risky. But the good news is that this confidence can be rebuilt. According to a 2019 Stanford University study, the simple act of naming one's thoughts and writing down one's cognitive successes, those moments when you trusted your instinct and were right, increases the perception of personal reliability. In other words, the more you recognize your good judgments, the more your brain reinforces confidence in yourself. Too much thinking kills confidence. When the mind runs at full throttle, for example, repeated checks, worst-case scenarios, second-guessing, two effects occur. A, from conscious control to compulsive analysis. Research on cognitive overload shows a decrease in clarity, fluidity, and decision-making quality. PMC works notably distinguish between confidence linked to ability and confidence linked to personality. Under load, both erode. B, chronic doubt mimics stress. Constant doubt activates anxiety circuits, reinforces the fear of making mistakes, and exhausts the capacity to concentrate. A PMC review showed that low self-esteem acts as a mediator between anxiety and emotional suppression. Your brain is working, but it's holding you back. You doubt your decisions even before taking action. My friends, I offer you a first bonus. 3 levers to rebuild cognitive confidence. 1. Calm the mental flow. Start by observing your thoughts without judging them. Imagine them as bubbles rising to the surface. Some pop, others pass by. You don't need to follow all of them. Sarah Lazar's 2005 Harvard University studies showed that mindfulness meditation reduces activity in the medial prefrontal cortex, which is responsible for mental chatter. This means that inner silence makes your thoughts clearer. Here's a tip you can tell yourself. I think, therefore I observe. This means I become the witness of my thoughts once again, not their prisoner. 2. Cultivate inner clarity. Cognitive confidence feeds on self-knowledge. Before making a decision, ask yourself, What is my true sensation right now? Use your body as a witness. Often it knows how to say yes or no before the mind does. When you hesitate, ask yourself, is this a fear or an intuition? Your body often knows before your head. A 2010 study by Dunn et al. At Cambridge University showed that people who are sensitive to their bodily signals, breathing, heart rate, have better decision-making accuracy. This means that listening to the body improves mental confidence. 3. Act despite the doubt. Cognitive confidence doesn't come after certainty. It is born right in the heart of doubt. A study by the National Academies Press shows that the perception of capability is a central mediator of motivation. The more you act, the more your brain records proof that it can trust itself. This means it is by acting, even in the haze, that you nourish confidence. If what we have just explored resonates with you, with the silence of doubt and the desire to reconnect with your mind, then in the book The 7 Secrets to Boost Self-Confidence by Levy Holiday Greene, there is a specific exercise to separate the thoughts that lift you up from those that lock you in. Free your mind and restore confidence in your discernment.
Remember this. Cognitive confidence is not the absence of doubt. It is the ability to think with yourself, not against yourself. It is saying to your mind, I am listening to you, but I am the one who decides. So this week, I suggest that you observe your thoughts without trying to fix them. Write down every evening one thought that held you back and another that supported you. Repeat internally, I trust my mind today. So maybe today, you don't need to be right about everything. You only need to believe that you can think clearly and healthily. Every time you doubt, remember, doubt is not the enemy of confidence. It is often the gateway to it. Furthermore, to go even deeper and structure your mind, join the premium audio program, The Manifesto, available as a paid version directly on Apple Podcasts. Far from magic promises, it is a concrete framework with 8 pillars for men, 8 pillars for women, and 9 exclusive episodes to transform your reality. To unlock full access right now, simply click the link in the description or subscribe to our Apple Podcasts channel. Finally, my friends, I created something for you. It's called the Mirror Challenge. 7 days, 1 exercise per morning, 5 minutes in front of your mirror to change the way you talk to yourself. No magic thinking, just concrete exercises drawn from my method. I am giving it to you for free. You will receive it by email via the newsletter. The link is in the description of this episode. 7 days. It starts tomorrow morning, if you decide so. There you go. Now you know everything. Who is author Levy Holiday Greene? Levy Holiday Greene is a personal development author specializing in building self-confidence and self-esteem. Creator of the Talking Mirror method, he designs practical guides based on concrete, progressive exercises. No magical thinking, only daily actions. His podcasts are followed by a growing community in both French and English. He also explores emotional intelligence and relationship communication.
If this episode helped you, subscribe so you don't miss the next one. And rate this episode 5 stars on your favorite listening platform. It encourages us to keep offering you more content and to share it widely. And remember, confidence isn't found on the outside. It is cultivated in inner calm, one quieted thought at a time. My friends, thank you for taking this moment for yourselves, to listen, to feel, and maybe simply to breathe. Remember, confidence isn't measured by what you accomplish, but by your ability to stand tall, even in the silence. And above all, remember, even when everything seems still, you are already growing. I will see you very soon for a new episode of The 7 Secrets to Boost Self-Confidence.